Hoje, pessoal, estamos de volta. Desta vez com a parte 2 da segunda parte da história de Fontaine. A parte 2 é mais fã, esperemos que sim. Na parte anterior, nós descobrimos bastante do passado da Návia e realmente ela é um personagem com bastante potencial, bem construído até agora. Vamos ver onde é que isto nos vai levar. Agora vamos falar com o chefe de justiça Novilhete e pronto, é isso. Vamos ver onde é que isto nos leva. Por acaso estou a curtir bastante a história. Muito mais do que eu estava à espera. E... Oh, let's go. E Fontaine realmente superou o early de outras regiões, sem sombra de dúvida. Right. Eu já estive aqui por acaso. Parece que... Supostamente os julgamentos do Novilhete nunca estão errados.
Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters.
Isn't he always?
This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Nervalet's files are really secure.
Hey, do you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to. Our rules make no exceptions.
Okay.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell. You're here just to crack jokes. I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy, so please they don't have a reason to be here.
Bro, what the fuck is going on here? Like, is this her pants? Is she like half naked? What the hell is going on here? Bro, this design tattooed all over the place, whatever.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great magician Linny.
I'll just consider this.
Yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird.
What do you mean, bro? You talvez lá.
Linny's attorneys. It's all coming back to me now.
Ok, esquecesse desse, bro. Depois daquele trial épico.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Holy.
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust us.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is
Just like that, bro. Estes melos não são muito fiáveis. Melozinhos, não é? Let's go. Let me wait before I go. Eu lembro-me de ter perguntado sobre a Lady Fury, mas acho que não dá para acessar a partir daqui, yeah. No entanto, o novilhete dava, mas a porta estava fechada, of course. Vamos lá ver.
Please come in.
Oh shit. Hey boss, what's up? Bro, este gajo é que tem um design épico. This is the dude, man. You see this guy, Mr. Knight? That's him. The real one.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We really like to get in because we didn't know any other way.
Hi mom, be quiet, man.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
Ele está interessado em nós, ok.
So you're not mad at us?
Ai, mão, está calada.
A man called Vache. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances.
Straight to the point. That's my girl.
Find him. We may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk to?
Oh.
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vache has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years. There are
Damn.
no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Is he being honest? Filme tá assim sus, bro. A forma que ele olhou para aqueles documentos.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Ah, bro, tu
Is that
também ouve.
so? All right then. Thank you so much, Monsieur Neuvillette. We'll take our leave now.
Damn, my poor girl.
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
Then why
And
did
what
you give
are
that
trying to
judgment?
say, Monsieur Neuvillette? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret?
Damn.
No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said those things because you felt like you should.
Oh shit. Damn,
It's
lung
just like last
muitíssimo.
time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly
Damn.
regret my father's death,
Oh shit.
then why didn't you call a stop to the duel? Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die, despised and hated by all?
Bro, Jesus Christ, bro, I'm getting emotional. Acho que isto é a primeira vez que tivemos I mean, okay, segunda vez. But those tears, man, bro, they went all out. Jesus.
Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
Damn.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone.
Damn.
It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice.
Damn.
My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
I mean, eu percebo o lado dele. Like, for real, man.
Navia, are you okay?
I'm fine. Rain. It's raining.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today. How strange.
Interesting.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
Interesting. Que interessante.
What is it? Did you think of something?
Your father's case, was he outside when it happened?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value.
But there was something you didn't know at the time. Bro, considerando que Fontaine está-se a afundar. Acho que o pessoal devia estar mais preocupado com a chuva.
Oh,
Not gonna lie.
wait. You don't mean...
The fact that people can be turned into water. Bro, maybe o pai está vivo?
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water and then got washed away with the rain? Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
Damn.
really think
Pode ser
I
uma
found
situação
a
parecida ao
true
Vasher.
genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots
A mim só
earlier?
descobriste isso
All
recentemente.
right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Little do you know.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later?
To go with me now, or do you want stuff later? Wait, we should go while the ID is still fresh.
All right, then I'll wait for you at Poisson.
Go to Poison. Poison. Oh, então isto é Poison. Bro, ainda bem que eu desbloqueei estes teleportes todos. Porque eu sei o quão scuffed é chegar aqui. Sem isto. Let's go, boys. Bro, eu pensava que estava tipo a chover aqui dentro. Ok, a água. Oh shit. I went too fast.
Whoa, what a huge ship! Why would a ship be anchored at a place like this?
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters.
Agora são piratas? Pensava que eram uma máfia italiana aqui.
Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
Ok.
Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious past.
I mean, of course they weren't lying.
Group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
Bro, não sei, este chip está mais para lá do que para cá.
Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our main base, our home.
Ok. Yeah, also this one is useless.
The wind knows me.
Ok, tem uma rampa, ainda bem. Let's go.
Maloose, we're back!
Silver.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea? You still remember, right, Maloose? On that night, it was raining?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call impossible murders.
Bem, agora que estou a pensar, se eles têm capacidade de transformar tipo pessoas de Fontaine em literalmente água, dar summon da chuva tipo provavelmente é algo easy para eles. Hum. Bro, inicialmente eu pensava que seria os fatores, mas now that I think about it, a não ser que prontos não se preocupem com o Line and Alienate, não sei se fariam o caso de chegar a este ponto. Who knows, man? We need to find who is Vasher first.
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Looks like
Yes,
it.
he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea. If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your emotions.
Oh
And if you were to stop
shit.
drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything. It's an extremely dangerous substance.
Eu ia dizer que o New Villette bebeu essa potion, mas looks like that's not the case. Because dude is not paranoid or anxious. Agora que eu estou a pensar, é capaz daquele que te salvou em água estar sobre os seus efeitos. Não me lembro do nome dele. Dos assistentes. Não, dos assistentes, dos guards lá. Ou guardes.
As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse and called for a complete ban of it.
Damn.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield. Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
Wait, e vocês não continuaram a partir daí?
But the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers, all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. Finally, he was able to convince someone to become his informant. The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many families destroyed by synth abuse.
So, what happened to him?
That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Huh? How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
Yeah, that's definitely sus, man.
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any motive at all.
Se estivéssemos lá, isso não ia acontecer, não é, Rick?
I now
Não estávamos
believe
lá.
the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of clothing left at the scene.
Probably. Agora que eu estou a pensar, essa habilidade é insane para tipo matar e fugir. Parece uma habilidade de Jojo, I'm not gonna lie. Stand que transforma alguém em água. That shit is broken.
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, we all just thought they were some costumes that Jacques used to disguise himself at the banquet. But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired.
Realmente, 2 shots foram fired.
You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out. I'm finally headed towards the truth.
You are right, you still don't know what happened.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. It's unlikely that he turned on Boss with zero warning. I think this third person is probably the key to the full truth. On that note, however, even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as your and your father's butler, I must still offer a word of warning.
That
Our
is.
opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with, and Boss has already lost his life trying to bring them to justice.
Damn.
Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed to live out our lives. There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back and give up on the case.
Damn,
If
that's
that's
real, man.
indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark.
You don't even know
What
half the
was
story,
point
bro.
of
She
him
doesn't
dying
know.
without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Nothing has changed. Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly?
Damn.
I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, demoiselle, I think you're also ready to take this on.
Damn.
So you do know something else, Malus.
Bro, porquê que eu estou com uma impressão que este mail está. Está num foreshadow of Death Path? Bro, as red flags no mails tipo estão on high alert.
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the
Não é
connection
isso.
between Synth and the serial disappearances case.
Não é isso, Rick. Eu estou a dizer no sentido tipo. A morte dele está bué foreshadow, estás a ver? Eu duvido que seja ele, estás a ver? Mas eu estou a dizer tipo. A história como está a buildar está a dar aquela impressão que tipo. Algo de mal vai acontecer, estás a ver? To him. That's the point I'm getting. But who knows, man? Bro, eu duvido que eles matem a nave, bro. I mean, eles fizeram isso no Honkai, mas. Don't know if they are brave enough on Genshin. Isso logo se vê, who knows. Mas também eu duvido que seja no final deste act. Se algo do género for acontecer, provavelmente nos próximos. We'll see. Yes, I do. In fact, even before the banquet, boss already knew of the connection between Cynthia and the serial leader Prince case. Ok. Ela não morre, será playable? Não, isso eu sei. Como que expliquei jogar com um personagem morto? I mean. Honkai Impact. Pelo que eu ouvi dizer no Honkai the Third, tu jogas com personagens que já morreram, estás a ver? Portanto, who knows? Aqui no Genshin eu duvido que eles tenham coragem para isso. Eu estou a dizer ao Miles, o Miles é tipo. As death flag nele são altas e ele não tem nenhum plot armor, estás a ver? That's the thing.
But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
Agora
What?
que eu estou a pensar, é só mulheres que são target? That's kinda sus, man.
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness.
Oh, damn, the plot
Doctors
thickens.
told him that he had no more than 5 years left to live.
Ou seja, a
And the
Clorian
serial
basicamente.
disappearances case caused him great anxiety. 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict.
A mim não sei quantos anos já estão nisto,
Once he
portanto.
passed away, all the danger would pass on to you. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side, and even told some members of Spina di Rosula about the details. But as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victims.
Damn.
Right. So nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss.
That's real, man.
To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful was still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
Damn.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
Looks like
I'm
it.
afraid you're not understanding this correctly, Demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword.
That's deep,
If
man.
Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose that's true.
Damn.
But the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus
Yeah,
understood
makes
little
sense.
of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way out. Huh. Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
Let's
It's
go.
the location where synth is produced. Essentially, it's the enemy's headquarters.
What the hell, bro?
When
That's
he was
big.
threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found. But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several things into consideration.
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
I mean, why
You
not?
mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization that's been in operation for decades.
Bro, a gente já
There's
lutou
no
contra
telling what might be
semideuses,
lying in wait at
portanto.
their headquarters. We also have no idea what kind of evidence we may be able to find inside, nor what people we may be able to capture. But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a formal declaration of war. The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to full retaliation.
Damn.
In that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well,
Yeah.
you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
Damn.
Huh. That's true. Seems my father really had no choice. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with the disappearances case.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Malus.
Looks like it.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss and Demoiselle's will. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake.
Damn, as dead flags não tão bué altas, bro.
I've spent my time keeping
Holy.
secrets, performing basic investigations, and
Don't die, my
waiting
boy.
for the right time to come.
Thank
Don't
you
die, my
for
man.
all of that, Malus. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least have an informant planted here. When I announced orders to the organization's
Silver.
members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark, and observe the reactions of the synth vendor.
Bro, agora que eu estou a pensar, aquele gajo o Silver. Bro, do this fucking sus as hell, man. Com os black shades and all.
If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, then someone must have given them the news.
And
After several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, I've narrowed the suspect list down to 3 people.
Silver.
First is Florent, Spina de Rosula's senior advisor.
Ok, não, este gajo também é sus as fuck.
Huh? Florent?
Florent.
Surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well.
And the
Thanks
next
to
one.
his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time. There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild in Poisson. Boss helped it to grow to its current size and prominence.
Ok.
In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around with a lot of business connections in the city.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
I guess.
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support. It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt down themselves.
Knows,
The
man.
final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards.
Ok, este motherfucker, bro. Todos os gajos aqui disfarçados de guard são sus as fuck, bro. Ok, is this guy. Let's move on. Mas o primeiro era sus as fuck também. Mas este aqui ainda é mais.
Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to report to the local authorities. Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan one step ahead.
I see. These are all people who I communicate with quite regularly. To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most. It's almost too hard
E o
to
Silver
believe.
tá free.
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry. Judging from our experience, the enemy is extremely cautious.
Of course. And thank you, Malus. You've provided us with a lot of great information.
You're too kind, my lady.
Quem é que eu acho que sou?
I'm just doing my duty.
Quem é que é? I mean, eu vou-te ser sincero, o primeiro gajo tinha um ar bué sus, mas eu acho que não. Acho que o primeiro e o segundo estão safe. Mas aquele gajo disfarçado de guarda é tipo sus as fuck. Todos os gajos disfarçados assim de guarda, bro, no, I don't trust. Portanto, eu acho que é o terceiro. Se não for nenhum deles, é o Silver. It is what it is. Ele não está disfarçado de guard. Ele é um guard. Okay, no, you get the point, bro. Like, everyone who is guard is sus.
And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame in Jacques' death. After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's
Bro,
care.
stop, chill,
They
Rick.
still live in Poisson today. If it might help, you could also pay them a visit. I can make the necessary arrangements.
Aw, thank you so much, Malus. You really are the best.
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
Okay, let's go. Ah, nah, bro, not this again. I guess it had to be this way. Jack's family. Let's see, Jack's
It
family.
is settled then. Please excuse me and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
Bro, o nome dela é Adele. God damn. Bro, ela parece bué o. Com a gaja do Trial Jesus. A mãe, no caso.
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the two of you.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina
Oh,
sent
okay,
us a
okay.
lot of mora and support. I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
Ok, ok. Agora que me apercebi, tipo, Jack's family. Ok, o Jax morreu. Bro, dá para ver logo de caras, tipo, quem é o NPC, quem é o playable character.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques?
I mean, yeah.
I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so needlessly.
You don't understand at all.
Bro,
I
what
didn't
the
know
hell?
how to face you, because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift. I know only the full truth could bring closure to you. And to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Wait,
Would
what?
you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot Jacques.
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again.
Hmm.
He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when
Damn.
Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher-ups.
They found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's the conclusion I eventually came to.
Okay.
Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always
Damn,
wanted
that's
to be a
kinda
good
deep.
man. So why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Damn. Why do heroes do bad things, man? Why do villains do good things? It is what it is.
Well, things aren't always as they seem. You still feel like your papa was a good man, right?
Yeah,
I guess you can relate.
Papa was a really good man. The best in the whole world.
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing,
Hmm.
then he
You
must
should
have
take
had
that
his
advice,
reasons.
man.
Regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword, he must have done so to give you a better life.
That's real, man.
Oh,
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth. The current state of things is not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to hear this from you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time anyone said that to me.
Okay. Testimony from Jack's family. Believes that you had to struggle greatly with the ordeal to kill Callus. Yeah, there was more to the incident. Oh, it's higher, bro.
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. The ranch should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city. I'll get myself together on the way. So
Dá-me o
please don't
diálogo
worry.
a ocorrer e já estou tipo aqui. Olha.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
Bro, this guy is sus as fuck. Let's see.
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
Our
It
mouths.
also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene. After my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like we should try to reopen his case. Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callus was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So he was drinking and bantering away with us at the table. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots ring out right after? My first reaction was that Mr. Callus's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callus was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing what to say.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed,
Interesting.
the guards said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation.
Yeah, that is
Reason
sus.
being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned, do you think there was a 3rd person there who was turned into water?
At
Possibly.
least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a 3rd person on the scene.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys? But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us? He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
Wait. Bro, dude nem sequer fez julgamento. Wait, é possível dar skip do julgamento assim e ir straight para o duelo? Ok, that expands a lot, man. Isso dá mais confiança no novo eleito que ele não tomou um L. Tu escolhes o duelo. Estás a dizer que não queres julgamento. Bro, eu tinha a impressão que tu tipo, primeiro tens que ir a julgamento e só depois do resultado do julgamento é que tu tipo, se tu fores guilty é que tu podes dizer ok, eu quero ir a duelo. Não sabia que tipo, tu podias dar skip do julgamento para ir logo a duelo. That's wild, man. And that expands a lot.
About that, Malus told me a thing or 2. So, I think I can understand why he committed to the duel.
Só escolhes duelo antes do julgamento. Eu tinha a impressão, da forma como a história foi dita, que tu podias tipo, escolher duelo, mas só depois. E para defender a tua hora, a tua honra, no momento final. E o pessoal basicamente da cidade de Fontaine estava farto de ver esses duelos. porque o resultado era sempre o mesmo. That's what I hoped. Okay, let's see. About that, Mel's told me a thing or two, so I think I can understand why he committed to do it all.
I'll tell you everything once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor in your hands, boss.
Maybe this
And
guy's
if I
not
may
as
just
sus.
say one more thing. The whole Callus the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula and live the life I lead today.
Okay, now this is a good
No
man.
matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I respect the most. And he'll always be my boss.
Não, dá para ver que ele está a ser tipo 100% sincero e não está sendo sassy. Tipo a cara dele parecia de início, mas não. This is a good man.
Don't worry. I will definitely find the truth. You
Se ele for
and all
sus,
our
bro,
other
damn.
comrades at the
O arco
Spina
dele foi top
deserve
tier.
to know the truth as well.
Exactly. The advisor of Spina di Rosalia. Was also present among on the day of the casing. E agora? Weird, tinha a impressão que íamos falar com o restante do povo, mas parece que. Lost with the rain. Okay. Let's keep moving. Oh? Ah, ok, então ainda tens de falar com os três gringos. Um já
Hey,
tá.
Thierry, it's me.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Ok.
Oh, so you've got news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the Guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Nah, bro, this guy sus.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson. Callus did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city.
Ok.
Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You, here for some formal business?
Yes. These two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to reinvestigate the details of my father's old case.
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? I was also flabbergasted when I first heard of it. If you
Did
want
you
to go
saw
through
it?
the original files from your father's case, I can help you look for them.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own.
Interesting.
Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the city. So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me, all you would need to do is get rid of the mecha serial numbers and send them after me.
Damn.
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is very different from controlling them. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though, being in the synth business would definitely be profitable enough to afford this.
I don't know, man, this guy. Bro, ele está a ser bué honest. Ele parecia bué sus no começo. Até a própria Návia começou a dar umas indiretas a ele.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, thank you for the vote of confidence, now.
I don't know, man. I don't
Jokes
know.
aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation.
I don't know, man.
I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me if you need any support from the guards.
Thierry is the person responsible for official contacts between the spin the results. According to him, all this chicken. Okay, makes sense.
I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again.
Ah, nah, bro, fuck that. O tempo que o lift demora, chega lá mais depressa. Last one, I hope.
Hello, how may I help you? I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him. Sure, I will let him know right away.
After waiting for a while, Marcel arrives in a hurry.
Ah, Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
Se não é o segundo, é
it's
este
all right,
gajo.
Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk
Ora,
to you
esse é o
briefly
Silver.
about what happened in the opera house. I'm sure you saw everything too, right?
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the opera house too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
Damn.
Oh,
O Hydrarchon deve estar.
From the talk of drunkards.
É, anda aí, ó.
It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Arrhenius by some unnumbered guards.
A new follower.
And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea. If not for the vigilance of my
Mukazin20 is
partner,
now
I
following.
probably
Oh,
wouldn't even
thank you
be
for
here
the follow,
talking to you
Mukazin.
right now.
Obrigado pelo follow. If not the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
Oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past. But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for you. If you're scared, you can always return there. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabriere will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me.
Oi, meu
So it'll
casé,
take me a
tudo
while
bom?
to recall my memory. The confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly.
Está a ficar
I didn't
interessante.
even have the time to drink with the guests. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Wait.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more. See if there are any valuable clues elsewhere.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need Mora.
Ok.
All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
Holy shit. Pensava que ia ser mais fácil de indicar qual deles era o mais sus, mas tipo, todos eles parecem ser honestos e têm uma certa forma de respeito e dever, estás a ver? Com o Callas, o pai da Návia. Holy. Marcelo the líder. Wait, ele foi o organizador do banquete. Fiquei em choque um pouco. Tudo bom? Seja bem-vindo. Meu inglês não é assim tão bom. É de boa. Eu é que nunca sei quem subscreve qual é a língua, por isso que falo nos dois. Pelo nome meu casino não dá para reconhecer. Mas não passo fome, vê.
Alright, maybe I'll take
Beleza.
one more day off and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
Ele disse que certas coisas meio contraditórias. E o facto de foi ele organizar o banquete. Ah, mesmo, mas não. Knows, man. Now what? I like banquete. De vez em quando um banquete é bom. Cá.
We've talked to all three suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
Oh?
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mas Návia provavelmente vai saber de algo.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many years. Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
But where should we start?
Do começo? Ei, você sabe se o Zongli vendia Saz ou é o carinha de Gil? Amigo do folclore. O Zongli e o Tartaglia vão ser os próximos banners. E nos 4 estrelas vai estar lá o carinha de Gil, que é o irmão mais novo do Lane. Não sei qual é o nome dele, Rick. É Frem qualquer coisa. É um banner bastante ruim, na moral. É um banner de skip. Eu já tenho o Zong e o Child, portanto para mim é skip a guardar. É Freminetse. Ou whatever. Bro, ele tem um nome tão esquisito. Bro, o nome dele podia ser tipo Line ou Linus. Ou Linus. Linus Tech Tip. Yeah, true. I guess. Bro, eu estou a ver que o nome dele vai ser tão confundido aqui há alguns tempos. Ou já vai estar a ser confundido.
You're right.
Vamos começar pelo começo.
That Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance. That makes sense.
According to Jacques' family members, He already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had no choice before he left home that day.
Okay.
If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father. Had he refused, he and his family's lives would have been forfeit.
So,
Makes sense.
Jacques fired the first shot?
I mean, só houve 2 gunshots.
Oh? And why is that?
Could he guarantee safety after killing Gauss? Exactly.
Oh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission, he'd be of no more use to his boss.
Huh.
Sting.
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the order and seek protection from my father. Makes sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory. Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
Who the hell do you think, bro? El Thierry, bro. Sus as fuck.
Thierry, you say? Huh. It is possible that he's figured out a way to convert the Gardamex for personal use. But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha.
Yeah, it felt like
I
that.
also don't think he'd be able to keep that kind of tampering under wraps.
Yeah. Had he actually tampered with the mecha, we'd be able to prove it with a simple check of the guard's inventory. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how that happened.
If the mecha were taken from the guard, it should be pretty easy to find out when that has happened. I guess o Marcel tem dinheiro, tem poder para isso.
Uncle Marcel? My father did really trust him. And they worked together on a large number of projects. Maybe that's how he got to know Jacques. And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large number of Gardamex. It's still really hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle Marcel has been around since I was just a child. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth business?
Vai chegar à conclusão que vai ser o primeiro no final de contas. Bro, estou a ver que isto vai ser como o primeiro murder trial, não vai ser nenhum dos casos.
Florent?
Vai ser alguém de fora. Vai ser a 4ª pessoa.
It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best chance of learning about his dealings with Jacques. But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security, so he shouldn't have much means when it comes to finances.
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a mecha army?
Damn.
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to dispatch a whole group so quickly.
I mean, se der uma organização a trabalhar por trás, acho que fundos não é o problema aqui. A ideia é tipo ser alguém que conheça bem eles e os possa vigiar de perto sem nenhuma suspeita. E sinceramente podia ser qualquer um dos 3. E acho que o Thierry era basicamente a conclusão mais perto. Se for algum dos 3, bro, isto no final vai ser tipo todos. Ou vai ser uma 4ª pessoa. Let's see.
Who could it be?
Oh shit. Tudo irrelevant. Ah, eles começaram a. ok, ok, ok. Bro, esqueci-me sempre de ler a pergunta. Como é que tanto também diz muito? Vai ser uma quarta pessoa a game, bro. Whatever.
You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. Eu estou a ver que não vai ser nenhum destes três. O facto de ter tido ali a quarta pista. We'll see, man. I mean, pode ser ele, mas era um pedacinho. I don't know.
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered.
A Navia também não ajuda, bro. Nestes casos.
The rationale he gave me made a lot of sense as well. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us, and possesses significant intellect and foresight.
Agora que eu estou a pensar, a forma como ele estava a contar certas coisas parecia contradizer.
I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
Foi a Navia que matou o pai, bro. God damn, bro. If that ends up to be true, bro, I'm banning you for 1 week. That will be such a plot twist.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we don't have any other options right now.
Para nós os três, ok, let's
We need
go.
far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Bro, eu tenho a certeza que se a gente. O Tartaglia está ali tudo hyped up para umas lutas, bro. Se a gente convidar o Tartaglia, ele vem connosco, bro. We're reading that shit. E basta a Nave dizer que isto tornava ela bastante amiga com a Clorinde. I don't even remember her name, bro. A gente ia aos 5, bro. A gente estava serrado naquilo tudo. Até a Paimon, bro. A Paimon ia com double guns.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
That's kinda sus.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
Of course he is.
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's so newsworthy about this one?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
Damn. I mean, unfortunate to make this spoileric here in the moment, mas também não é que não vê se isto a chegar tipo 1 mile away com as cenas que o Tartaglia estava a fazer e a descontrolar-se.
What? Is that someone you know?
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too well.
É interessante que eu falei nele, não foi?
He's been accused of being the true
Depois
culprit
isto
behind the
aconteceu.
serial disappearances case. It's absurd, don't you think?
How? None of our investigations have had anything to do with him.
Ah, bro. That's not Tartaglia style, bro. O Tartaglia style era tipo killing directly. I guess ele tem aquela habilidade de controlar a água, não é? Por isso que eles estão make sus. Se bem que ele não tem a Hydrovision com ele.
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away.
Ok.
If the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigations.
Right. Because they'll think they've already found the culprit.
Yeah. And it'll be a lot harder then to clear Mr. Callus's name.
Bro, já viste, Rick, no meio de tudo, afinal fui uma quarta pessoa. Fui o Tartaglia, of course. Isn't it obvious, man?
Understand.
O gajo tinha o poder de controlar a água, não é? De invocar baleias de água, of course it was him.
What do you think we should
God
do?
damn it.
We still haven't found any conclusive evidence.
Bro, no final das contas isto vai ser tudo o Arcon de água a fazer esta treta toda só para criar drama. I wouldn't doubt it, man. Let's go.
Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Just as expected of my partner.
Be honest.
Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Irenaeus, leaving his home base wide open. You're right. This is our best opportunity. All right then, let's do this. I'll stall them at the Opera House and charge Marcel as the true culprit.
Wait, what? Why Marcel, bro? I guess, okay, sure. Marcel também era muito sus. Not gonna lie.
I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time and hand the decisive evidence to me.
Again? Okay, sure.
You, just like you helped us in Lenny's trial.
Fair enough.
Mademoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
Bro, you scared me. What the hell? É tu talvez, Silver.
Oh, Silver. When did you two get here?
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that you might require our assistance. It's our hope that your confidence will be bolstered with the two of us by your side.
Thank you so much. Then, let's make haste for Irenaeus. Paimon, Traveler, I'll see you at the Opera House.
See you then.
Bro, este arco de Fontaine está-me a deixar suspeito da gente. Suspect análise. Okay, sure.
Now that Navia has set out for Irenaeus, we should also get going.
Oh. Yeah, e com isto acaba-se a segunda parte, não é? Isto é a terceira. I think. Let me check something. Yep. E é isso, povo. Acabamos aqui a segunda parte. A segunda parte. Espero que tenham curtido. Vejo no próximo episódio e fui.